There we go. We're actually ready to go. Nobody dropped. Fantastic. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to Merry-Go-Round, one of the new maps coming up for the WCS Season 2 map season of 2014. I'm Rifkin, joined today by Zombie Grub. She's joining us from, well, what I'll call dedication. I don't know where she is, but she's not at home. So props to her for coming out for the cast today. But spawning over here on the right side of the map, it's going to be the purple Zerg player from Mind Sanity, Pengwin.
And to the top left is the yellow Protoss. It is Jagelius.
Jagelius.
Whatever.
Yeah, I know. It's as a North Americaner, I feel very proud in my ignorant pronunciation of names a lot of the time. Now, Merry-Go-Round is kind of cool for a lot of different reasons. We can go over the map layout. In fact, we will go over the map layout in just a second, guys. But note initially here, it's a 3-player spawn map. This is weird. This is foreign. This is not something that's really been done in StarCraft 2 in God knows how long shy of Starbow. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic that adds to the scouting, because it's kind of that 50-50 chance you get scouted right away. Not quite a 2-player map, but certainly not a 4-player map. But as we take a quick zoom out here, we see a lot of open space in the main, but what's kind of cool about that open space is it's not too disconnected from the natural. So you can worry about getting your creep spread sure and all these things, but as a Protoss player, there's a lot of warping potential. Whether it's cheesy warp gates, you know, the 9 probe mark type thing, or whether it's a warp prism later on. The natural base is pretty nice, it's tight, it's secure, and beyond that, the question is where does the third go? And as we pan over, there's one up here to the north, and of course the other one pocket, as kind of similar to most bases.
It looks like the bases are asymmetrical. The one at Pengwin's at, it looks like it's better for Blink Stalkers than any of the other ones. Which is of course the first thing I'm gonna look at.
I guess I can kind of see that a little bit.
Unless the minefield doesn't actually block them from blinking up, then I think it's the same.
Wait, the minefield?
Like the minerals. Like,
oh, minerals. Sorry, I thought you meant like a physical minefield. I was like, wait, is there like something that insane on this map? Because there's those other maps that have been like Shoutcraft that have like the missile turrets and stuff, right? So
yeah, and I just casually know about it. No,
I was kind of like, what?
I'm seeing it too. But yeah, no, I don't know if they can link up or not.
But okay, there's one watchtower in the dead center of the map, which is kind of nice. But as we can see up here too, there's paths around it. The long ways, of course, but I'm a little curious on... I mean, these bases kind of have scumbag cliffs. Not quite as bad as, say, Frost over that third, but there's still very strange high grounds on this. And I'm really excited to see how this is played out today, because, of course, we got a PvZ going on right now, guys, and we'll have a TvZ going on later today. And it's worth noting, Pengwin did tell me before we got started with the show match that he did practice this map a little bit with some, I guess, friends/teammates to be prepared for today, but he didn't get the chance to practice any of the other maps. So he's really well prepared for this one. But both of these players in the lobby before starting said they're just gonna kind of have to wing it for the rest of the maps.
Yeah, my teammate and I were practicing on Overgrowth, which is another new map. That one's really weird, and I have no idea where to take my third on this map. This one's a little more obvious, although it really sucks because you can see Pengwin, who is the Zerg, has to actually technically go closer to his opponents. The map rush distance, I believe, is really actually the shortest of the new maps.
For this one, or are you talking Overgrowth?
This map is the shortest of the 2 maps.
Okay, that's interesting. Actually, you know, Fenner, big shout out to Fenner, if you guys want to look this up. Every time new maps are released, he always puts, I don't know if he did it for this one, he probably did, and I missed it because of Australian time zones, but he always posts the rush distances for all the maps, and it's really cool that he does that.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to think of, you know, is that correct or not, and I couldn't remember, but... Anyways, and also I guess it depends on map position. The only other 3-player map that I even remember in StarCraft 2 is Test Bug. And no one liked that map.
I don't remember that one, to be honest.
Oh, it was cool because it was like, they took like 3 different like palettes, you know, like the fire and this one, I guess, and then something else. Anyways, it wasn't used for very long, so it doesn't matter. But we do have this game finally starting to heat up a little bit. Let me see Zilla going across the map.
I mean, he's really tentative to get up there. He hasn't sent much into the base, and the Overlord hasn't been suicided yet, but he's seen the front gates. He knows how this was opened. The problem is he has no idea how this is being followed up, whether it was a robo, whether it's going to be some other sort of tech, Stargate, etc. But one's going to get a couple link kills here, up to 3 so far. Jagelius microing actually pretty decently.
Yeah, that's nice. We do actually see the Robo Bay, or Robo Facility rather, it's kind of in a hidden position. It doesn't look like it because it's like not in the back, but that's of course go first.
It's really good to hide from Overlords here though, because I mean, I look at the map layout, and the first two places I would put an Overlord if I'm Zerg players up here to the north, and of course as Pengwin did down towards the south. Hanging around this third is not really something you want to do, because then there's stalkers that'll pick you off.
Exactly. So that's that's why it's probably the best hidden place you can put it. But it's going to be probably for an Immortal Sentry all in, which I can definitely see being very good on this map. Of course, we're still really testing it out, so maybe there's like a, I don't know. Actually, it's a pretty straight shot. There's not many.
The thing that's really nice is, I mean, like, even if you haven't seen a lot of the maps played yet, just by looking at them, you can tell immediately there's nothing as broken as Daedalus Point right off the bat.
I guess so, yeah. But I'm just looking more in like, he's gonna attack the third, obviously.
Oh, he's gonna miss it entirely. That Overlord's gonna completely miss it. So that's a really clutch spot. I like that a lot, actually. Note to self: build starports over here.
There's like some other map where this is a really good position, and I can't remember. Was it Habitation? No, I can't remember, but
you would come in from that angle, yeah.
Yeah, you would.
Well, hang on. While this has been going on, by the way, neglecting to talk about, Penguin's made a lot of lings, guys, and he did cancel the 2 evolution chambers he had going down. So he's just looking to go for a big, massive attack right now, and I'm not sure if I necessarily love this idea. I mean, the thing was, he didn't scout the robot, that's fine, because the Immortals, they're not exactly direct counter to lings the same way they are against roaches, but they'll still do a ton of damage. And with this many sentries and this many force field, these lings will probably not break this base anytime soon.
Yeah. And he's going to be pushing out right now. Going to hit around maybe 10 minutes, and Pengwin is going to have nothing but lings and a spire that won't be out in time. He just droned up heavily, so those are going to help, and I guess the last ditch effort to pull drones.
He's seen this coming, though.
Otherwise.
Combination Watchtower on that one Zergling. I think he's going to try and get us around here, or at least force Jagelius back.
At least force some force field. If you can get them to panic and get those down, then that's already well worth it. He tries to go for a counterattack, but of course it's fully off. Instead, he grabs 4 stalkers, which was a heavy investment. I mean, that was supposed to be his reinforcements, and they should have been zealots, actually, considering that Pengwin doesn't have, well, any roaches or hydras.
7 spine crawlers. If these 7 spine crawlers complete, this will buy him enough time to get the Mutalisks out. But that's kind of a big if, and it's a huge ask to see if that'll happen. 34 more lings being made right now. Pengwin does break the wall, though, of Jagelius, gets towards the main, but is this small handful of lings going to be enough? A couple zealots warp in, and this should clean up a majority of them.
Yeah, unless he forgets to pull his probes and attack, they could kill a lot of probes. But he remembers. So he's going to lose a few, but not like a ton. The spine crawler wall is very good. It's up a ramp. What for them does...
Oh, the debris.
Hallucinated.
Debris working against Pengwin right now. Alright, so for Pengwin, his defense is solid for now, guys. With 13 Mutalisks on the way, Jagelius is on a huge timer. There's no Mothership Core with this army, so there's no option of a recall. He either dedicates right now or he has to fall back. He has no knowledge of the Mutalisks coming, though, is the biggest problem with this. And Sentries, they're okay versus Mutalisks, but that's the emphasis there, okay.
He doesn't have a Mothership Core at all. And, okay, he finally does scout, by the way. But you're right, like, Sentries, they're gonna hold against maybe, like, 6 Mutalisks, but Pengwin had enough money and gas to get 15.
Yeah.
So, he's warping against Stalkers, which is definitely what he needs now.
I like that attempt to go for the snipe. If he gets the Warp Prism, that'd be really nice. He's actually gonna go across the map and go to his opponent's mineral line. But if he does that, yeah, he needs everything at home is the problem. Gonna snipe off the Warp Prism, try to once again, will back away with the Mutalisk, takes some hits, but nothing dies. And we all know if you don't kill a Mutalisk outright, you might as well have done no damage at all. The regen on these things is disgusting.
Yeah, I think I would like Pengwin if he actually did a counterattack. I mean, a base trade scenario is probably his best bet. This army is just getting too out of control. He
needs to kill the Warp Prism, or he needs to take a fight. The problem is, the longer this goes, you can't necessarily just bank up Mutalisks the same way Jagelius can just infinitely cause Warp and Stalkers.
It just requires so much Mutalisk, right? To, like, match what Jagelius is doing. I mean, they're both on 2 base, gotta remember that. Unlike me,
well, he goes for the break.
Player.
Couple of force fields go down, keeping the lings back. The Mutalisks are doing what they can. There's so many Guardian Shields, though, and these are all going to reduce not just the damage of the Mutalisks, but the Glaive bounces as well. So they're really helping reduce the damage of this. But the Mortals are going down, and the Stalkers, well, they're going to be more than enough to back this up. Spine crawlers are going to get broken, and this looks like it might just be a game for Pengwin. 22 more lings are on the way, but the spine crawler wall has been broken. Drones have been pulled. Good game is going to be called, and Jagelius will walk away 1-0 in this best of 5.
Oh my god, don't restart my computer.